Hello everyone. We're going to be streaming the Bughouse World Championship. Let me see if I can jump into a call somewhere. Okay, hopefully my layout wasn't screwed up while I was doing that. Okay, so this match is ReinhardtNiegold and Death by Checkmate are playing BoraBoy and ChessKnight222. We've missed the first two games, which have been won by the Death by Checkmate team. Death by Checkmate is also streaming this. Let's shout him out. The reason I didn't watch this from the beginning was it was not put correctly in the calendar. So it's listed in the calendar as starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's now 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I was ready to cover it at 4 p.m. So anyway, let's see how this match is going. It looks like Death by Checkmate and his partner outrate their opponents by about 400 points. So they're expected to win here. Reinhardt has a fairly good attack. He's attacking the queen, but he didn't hang the pawn because now he wins the queen. Death by Checkmate seems fairly safe that queen mates for him. So that's a W. Our score right now is going to be 3-0. ChessKnight says in the chat, they are freaking good. Yes, they are. So Death by Checkmate has streamed Bughouse and 4-player chess for a while. Definitely drop him a follow. BoraBoy getting his queen out early, which is probably not a good idea because this queen can be chased around a little. ChessKnight hasn't moved. Did they play the wrong team? I don't know what that means. ChessKnight says his game crashed. So I think that game probably won't count. But they'll try again. ChessKnight might be, maybe he's in play, which is very buggy. I always recommend live. Now we have the Death by Checkmate team on the top here. So the score is 3-0 in favor of the Death by Checkmate team. Even though for me it looks like 4-0. Not counting that one. So this pawn was hanging. I think Death by Checkmate should have grabbed the free pawn. But, I mean, he still has an okay position. BoraBoy needs to develop his d pawn at some point. Castling seems fine here, though. If I were him, Reinhardt, I would have pinned the knight and then dropped a pawn to try to win it. This is reasonable, too. If king takes, it exposes the king. If king doesn't take, you have like a knight threat. And take the bishop and get some more initiative. Or if he has another knight, he could drop another knight on. Oh, this is interesting. Seems reasonable. Gonna keep the attack going. Knight does guard this. Okay, so now a pawn is quite good for Reinhardt. I'll probably wait for a diagonal here. They are up about 7 seconds. ChessKnight says no pawn. He's just going to go ahead and take the free bishop. That seems reasonable as well. All of this stuff is covered. Yeah, they can trade that. That's fine. Even if these bishops trade, it's covered like 2 different ways. He really should just take this knight rather than waiting. Maintain his time advantage, but I guess he's going for the knight check. This does mate for him. Knight check, and then a diagonal would be quite good. So he could just keep the initiative like that. Also, knight here is even better. Knight at f4, I think, was the move, actually. Because then that guards e2, so the king can't run away. Hey, Chess Doofus. If anyone wants to co-commentate, let me know. Happy to jump into a Discord channel. Our score is now 4-0, favoring the Death by Checkmate team. And this is the under 2000 section. So it is the first to 8 with a win by 2 condition. Let's just, okay. This is an interesting attack, but he needs a lot of feed to make it work. Probably knight drop, either sack the queen or he just takes this, but he's probably going to wait for a pawn first. He could just take the rook. Or he could play pawn at f2 and promote. Both are good. He has the pawn. Pawn check. Promote. He could even promote to knight, but I would promote to queen here. Okay. Now a pawn mates for him. He could also, again, just take the knight. Okay, so that turned out to be a pretty good attack for Reinhardt. It wouldn't be nearly as scary an attack if BoraBoy had been uptime. If he'd been uptime, he could have taken the pieces and then told his partner to hold trades. But since he was downtime, that was an effective attack. Our score right now is 5-0, favoring the Death by Checkmate team. Reinhardt guarding f7. Reinhardt seems a lot more aggressive when he's white than when he's black. I guess their idea is to let white do the attacking. Maybe knight at e3 or knight at f5 is reasonable. Attack some weak squares. Queens get inactive. Queen takes pawn is a possibility, but then could always take this pawn. Maybe protect this, get the rook involved, or can castle. I like castling. You can even take this pawn to create a weakness here to threaten knight at g7. Okay, so there's a mate threat here. Knight mates. And Reinhardt take a knight. He's hoping for a knight out. Didn't happen. ChessKnight is spamming no knight. Reinhardt is attacking. Queen check first would have been good. Okay, bishop or pawn is quite good. He could also get the queen in. So it's interesting. Death by Checkmate is using his own knight. It's very reasonable. I like actually bishop at c5, probably very good. Because the queen trade is just win-in for Reinhardt. Let's trade the queens. Queen check, queen here, that's mate. Okay, our score is now 6-0, favoring the Death by Checkmate team. So Reinhardt and Death by Checkmate seem to be communicating very well. Again, Death by Checkmate is streaming, so you can always check his VOD later to see his perspective and their communication, which will be very interesting, I'm sure. Oh, Reinhardt is on the attack. Maybe just knight out, or he could. Okay, yeah, he's trying to pin the knight. Maybe like knight at e5 could be interesting. Threatening new knight at g3. Okay. He's hoping that something will land on d4, so he doesn't need to worry about his queen. But no such luck. This could be taken if he wants to feed his partner. Here I would consider actually queen takes knight. After queen takes knight, pawn takes, knight check, and he has a lot of ammunition in hand. Like this is something for sure I would do. I play a similar open to Reinhardt here. Okay, instead, I still like queen takes knight. To sack the queen, get a great attack. No, he's played it. Okay. Knight check. It's very reasonable. They both like pieces. You could even take this bishop. Actually, pawn check is great here now. New knight in the back. Okay, so he's taking the bishop for his partner so they can win a queen. the queen could be traded right back, which is also good for them. Reinhardt might want to wait for that. He didn't wait for that. His partner's mate, though. All right, so our score is now, I believe, 7-0. This is match point. Reinhardt probably likes to sack. I don't know what Death by Checkmate is waiting for. Death by Checkmate needs to roll out more moves. He's sitting too much here. Oh, that's a free pawn. I don't like that. Reinhardt hates free pawns and just loves attacking, apparently. But pawn here, and he would be like completely safe. BoraBoy not defending very well, though. So maybe it's going to work out for Reinhardt. Oh, that's not the place to go, because now pawn is quite good. He didn't take the free knight. He's just hung the pawn. So Reinhardt seems to be an initiative hog. But he's not taking free pieces. Gotta drop something in here. He can't give up the queen, so he's gotta interpose. I guess the bishop could get involved next. Oh, actually, knight check is very good now. Knight check, win the queen. Queen mates. And they resigned. That is match point. GG's. Final score 8-0. Favoring Death by Checkmate. Okay. I want to check real quick on another team which was supposed to be playing at 1:30 but didn't. I think one of the two teams didn't show up. Just want to make sure that they didn't start their match. And that team was Tiger Den and Slow Wi-Fi 9 versus Neat Great Fire and Go Pikachu. Neat Great Fire and Go Pikachu did not show up, as far as I could tell. I don't see any of them on the list of games going on right now. Okay, let me check to see. I don't know if Death by Checkmate is going to continue streaming. I would like to raid. Oh, did he stop streaming? I wanted to raid Jasugi at some point. Not a good game to stream. Hey, BoraBoy. Yeah, that's a really tough team you were playing. You guys were outrated by about 400 points, so it's tough. But yeah, hopefully you guys can learn from it and improve. Nice to see some of the participants in the chat here. So yeah, we need to find someone to raid. Oh, you stream as well? BoraBoy streams chess. I'll drop him a follow too. Yeah, let's shout out BoraBoy, another one of the participants. If I can copy and paste correctly. The game you won 8-0 was streamed. Yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't streamed every match. If it's on the calendar, there's a much higher chance that I will stream it. And if it's in like the afternoon or the evening for Eastern US time, there's a much higher chance that I will stream it. I'm often not awake in the mornings. This is the calendar. Anyway, everyone should go check out BoraBoy, drop him a follow. Looks like he's pretty close to 50 follows. Maybe he's going for that affiliate. So let's see. We could raid Death by Checkmate. We could raid the Lazy MD. I wanted to raid Jasugi, but I guess he's done streaming. Jasugi was streaming the Arena Kings. I suppose that's over by now. Oh, Death by Checkmate has ended his stream. Let me correct myself. Death by Checkmate has not ended his stream, but he has raided Hikaru. So you all can go watch Death by Checkmate and see his VOD. I don't think he realizes his stream is still going on. What time zone is this calendar in? I think you can set the time zone like at the top. So for me at the bottom right it says Eastern Time, US and Canada, but you can set it like somewhere. I guess we'll raid the Lazy MD then. The Lazy MD is gonna be, he ordinarily streams Crazy House. Lazy MD was the main guy who ran the House Discord server for several years, but he's kind of stepped back from that role because he got busy with university. But he's a really solid Crazy House player, about 2200 to 2300 strength on Lee Chess, and he really likes playing Bullet Crazy House. Yeah, Chess Doofus. I mentioned that earlier. It seems to be the wrong time in the calendar. That's why I missed the first 2 games of this particular match. If it had been the correct time in the calendar, like if it had been listed as 2 p.m., I would have started at the very beginning with my coverage. Or if it had been at 4 p.m., I was planning to stream it then as well. So yeah, it was just the wrong time in the calendar. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. I plan to stream another Bughouse World Championship match at 3:15, which is Katask and Jeffrey Jiang versus Fuzzer and Chebina Koslov. I hope I'm probably pronouncing that very wrong. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in about an hour to see that match. Have a great afternoon, everyone.